Okay, so in today's video, we're going to talk about 6 ways to make your gym addictive once you get people in the door. Addictive, just like my daughter's lemonade stand, which I just realized was in the background here. So this comes from Tony Robbins, and there's other people that are talking about this stuff. It's nothing new. It's like I'm not a huge Tony Robbins fan, but I think that this one particular thing he teaches is actually pretty powerful. These 6 human needs, he calls them. And so if you can apply those to, your gym and fitness, then you're going to go a long way towards making your gym addictive for people who come in. Because if you're fulfilling those needs in people, then they're going to need to be with you. And I know that sounds kind of manipulative and a little bit scammy, but honestly, like if you're committed to helping people live a healthier life, then you'd rather them be in the habit of coming to you than, you know, drinking brown sugar water like Coke or something like that. So you're doing a good thing. It's not like you're getting people to join a cult or something, right? Even though, I don't know, I guess some people call CrossFit a cult, but, it's all about helping people live better lives. So if you can fulfill even a few of these 6 things, you're immediately going to see a change in your business. You're going to see more long-term loyal members. You're going to be getting more referrals. You'll have people sticking around for longer, so the lifetime value of each member that comes in is going to go up. So the first of these 6 principles is familiarity, and that might seem like kind of a no-brainer, right? Like you want things to seem familiar when people come in. There's consistent branding throughout. You use consistent language when greeting people. You might even have like a common warm-up that you do, or have a specific pattern to workouts where you structure the workout in such a way that people are used to doing certain things in a certain order, but not necessarily the exact same thing every time. So you might be doing like especially when you're like mixing up things like cardio and strength, doing it in a consistent way that people can sort of expect. That's a good feeling for people to just know at least a little bit about what they're getting into each time they come in. So you can do things like a common warm up, like I said, a pattern to your workouts, or something like a chant or a sign off. Like radio DJs, they might all like sign off the same way or start their show the same way. It's a similar principle, right? Like it's just something like to anchor the whole thing together. So there's always that familiar element. My daughter has a yoga DVD that's like kids yoga, and at the end of every one they'll say like, the light in me sees the light in you, namaste. And my daughter knows that. She knows that it happens at the end of every one of her little kid yoga workouts. So you can see this kind of thing everywhere, and she's just used to it. And so, on the opposite side of that coin is variety, right? People don't want to do the exact same thing over and over again. So, you obviously want to be switching it up. You want to prevent boredom, and you also don't want to take variety too far, right? Like this kind of ties into familiarity. You need a little bit of both, right? You need to have this balance between some things being the same, but not to the point that it's tedious. And you don't want so much variety that you're always keeping people guessing and they never know what they're getting into. It's a little bit too alien at sometimes. So you want to be able to balance the two. Now these two seem pretty obvious, but when we get into the other ones, you'll see how powerful these things can be when they work together. So the next is significance. Now, significance is making people feel like they matter. And if you know what's happening in their lives, like, the names of their kids, what's going on in their work life, you know a little bit about them, their hobbies, their interests, like as people. Because if you think about it, like these aren't just members, they're real human beings with real lives. And they may go to a job where the boss doesn't respect them, their opinion doesn't matter, they're just told to do their job and go home. And they go home to their significant other where, they've been in a relationship for 10, 15 years. They know everything about each other, so they almost don't even talk anymore because they feel like they just know the other person and what they're going to say, so they just don't even start the conversation. And so nobody in this society today just really feels heard. Nobody feels like they matter and like they're valued. And so if you can find a way to make people feel valued by just asking them about what's going on in their lives and showing interest in it and just remembering their names and calling them by name when they come in can make such a huge difference. And you probably do this already, but just showing a personal interest in people really goes a long way. And then community and belonging. So you want to create a tribe for yourself, people who are loyal and are working together towards the same common goals. So everyone's, there probably to get in shape, lose weight, get stronger, feel better. But they might all have different reasons for doing it, But if you can give them a common goal, like they're all working towards, a certain body fat percentage, or um, you know, trying to, get a certain workout in and all do it flawlessly, working together to do it. Just having a way to get people, on the same side. And one way you can do that is by creating a common enemy. So, it sounds a little bit sleazy, but you don't want to knock any of your competitors. But if you can position yourself in a way that you're different from them and that you're offering something that's completely contrasted to them, people are going to start seeing that other group as like an other, as a common enemy, or someone who, like, well, those are those people over there doing that thing, and we're over here doing our thing, and this is just for us. And so you create that sense of belonging that way. So the common enemy could be like wimpy Zumba workouts, if you're into CrossFit or something like that, or it could be something that's like detrimental to people's health, like Coca-Cola or fast food, or anything that's you know going to prevent people from getting to their goals. And so you want people to feel like they've been awakened to this great truth, and you know they're the ones who are really awake, and everyone else over there is sleeping in their little world where they're sheep to the system, like that kind of stuff, right? It's all about creating a tribe for yourself by putting someone else over there. And you also want to encourage relationships between members, and not the kind where people get knocked up or anything like that, but just develop friendships with each other, encourage them to help each other out, do team workouts, get people involved with each other, and just encourage them to form their own. It's not always about you all the time. And so when people go, they'll be expecting to see Lucy there, or Jake, or Francine, or Frank, or whatever, right? It's about getting in touch with those other people and having that familiar aspect of this community that you've created. And if you can do that, then you're going to go a long way to keeping people long term, because then it's not just about you all the time and draining your energy and your resources. If they can find strength in each other, then that's big points for you. So number 5 on this list is growth, and specifically personal growth. Now, there's a lot of obvious ways that people can grow, or in this case, decrease themselves by losing weight, or toning up. And that's what people want. But there's a lot of non-obvious side effects that come with those types of things. And if you can show an interest in that by asking people like about their confidence levels, or self-esteem, or being able to fit into clothes that they couldn't before. It's all about growing as people. And or sometimes people become so self-confident because they're in shape that they're able to go out and they have no problem talking to people. They're getting promotions at work because they're more confident. They're able to make friends and get into romantic relationships because they're no longer self-conscious about the way they look. And if you can get people to recognize that and take an interest in people's personal growth aside from just being in shape, then that's going to go a long way as well. So they get these confidence, and you just want to check in with them. Just say like, hey, how you feeling? How's everything going? Do you feel sore? Do you feel better? How's your energy levels? Like, getting in touch with people that way is a great way to get people addicted to your gym, because they're going to feel like it's making them a better person all around. That goes way beyond just simple fitness. This could improve their entire lives all around. And the last of these 6 is contribution, and that's giving back. So once people have reached a point where they've accomplished their goals, they're going to want to turn around and pay it forward and give someone else some confidence and give someone else some help along the way, because people love to feel like they're appreciated and needed. So some of the ways you can do that are having charity events. Like, let's say there's a specific charity that you guys want to support, or like a dog rescue, or juvenile diabetes, or whatever you want, right? And create fundraisers around that where people can get involved, volunteer, donate a proceeds, like some of the proceeds from like a workout event towards these things, like, and get people involved. Like, that's amazing. If you can get people to feel like they're contributing towards society by being a part of your gym, you're going to keep them for a really long time. And same goes for other volunteer opportunities, whether they get to like mentor other students. Like, let's say you take some of your more experienced members and you get them to mentor some of the new people, like by showing them around the gym or giving them tips and advice on how to get through their first few weeks of working out, or get them involved in the gym and helping other people out. And so it's not just like such a strain on you and your coaches if you can get your members involved in the process of onboarding people as well. So that's a good way to do it too, because first of all, those long-term people are going to stay even longer because they feel like they're needed and they're wanted and they are appreciated. And the newer people are going to feel welcomed, and they can aspire to one day be like those experienced members who are able to pass along that advice and give back. And you can give back through any number of things like that. So try to be creative and think of some ways that you can do that. So I know this isn't rocket science, like a lot of this stuff is pretty straightforward, but I find that a lot of gyms aren't using these things together, or they're doing these things but not in a systematized way. If you can find a way to create a system and really make a concentrated effort among you and your staff to make a point of doing these things regularly and consistently, you're going to see a huge difference. Because a lot of times, like, you might be doing this without thinking about it, but there's no rhyme or reason to it. And so that's the trick, is to get a consistent system doing these things. So your task is to come up with 2 or 3 things for each of these that could apply to your gym. So really brainstorm and be creative about ways that you could apply these things in a way that you and your staff can be consistent with. So that brings us to the end of our 5-day gym marketing course. And I know there wasn't a lot of technical how-tos, and I really tried my best to stay away from that because I wanted this to really be about the strategy. Because the strategy is the bedrock for all marketing and sales that you do. And unless you have that right, you're never going to see consistent and quality results from your marketing. And the how-to is always going to change. The way the Facebook ads are created, the way we communicate with them, the different ad types, the bells and whistles, the doodads, the gadgets, the connectors, the integrations, all that stuff. That's always going to be changing constantly. But the thing that always stays the same is the strategy, which is your offer, your sales process, how you can create a culture around your gym that people are going to be attracted to, and conveying that to them. And that's really the important part. So I really hope you got some value out of this course. And if you have any questions about it, feel free to reach out to me. You can get me at ben@hungryfoxmarketing.com, or you can reach me on Facebook by searching for Ben Poggemiller and sending me a private message. I'd be happy to talk to you about this stuff. And if you ever want to brainstorm with me, we can definitely get on a call. There should be a link in some vicinity of this video, probably above, that you can click on to get in touch with me for a strategy call. And we can talk about how you can implement these things for yourself. So I really want you to get some value out of this and pass along to any other gym owners you know. So I thank you for your time in watching this video series, and if you have any questions, go back and watch the other ones again or reach out to me. Talk to you later.